Hello everybody. I just want to give a very brief introduction to explain the purpose of this video. This video is going to be a stretch slash exercise routine intended to help correct some common posture issues as well as alleviate some of the associated pain, like between the shoulder blade area and up here in the traps, which happens a lot of times with people like myself who have poor posture associated with like forward head posture, and the muscles are compensating for the head being forward, trying to keep the head from falling down, causing there to be muscle spasms and issues that create chronic pain in many cases. So I've tried to deal with this issue for a long time. I've watched a lot of videos, learned about a lot of stuff, but I couldn't find one source that had everything to really help me. So I took all the information, formed it in a pretty easy format that I felt covered all the different areas that I believed were necessary. And I put it all together in this video. So this video is going to cover stretching the neck area to help pull the head back into position. It's going to cover stretching the chest area to open up the chest and help the upper body be more in proper position, and also to stretch the hip, front of the hip psoas area, because as we sit down a lot, that gets very tight with our knees being closer to our chest, so that needs to be opened up in the opposite direction. So not only one stretch or one exercise or one form of anything is going to correct all of this. So not only do we need to stretch, we also need to strengthen. So while we're stretching one portion of the neck, we're going to strengthen another portion in the other direction. While we're stretching the chest, we're going to strengthen the back between the shoulder blade area to assist keeping the upper body in the proper position, assist building that strength to hold it in the proper position. And while we're stretching the front area in the psoas hip flexor area, we're going to strengthen the opposite side, which is the glutes. So there's going to be 3 stretches per position and 1 exercise per position. Hope it helps. Hope you enjoy it. All right. For this first stretch, you're going to be forcing your head upward and back, tucking your chin into your neck and forcing the neck as tight up against the ground as you possibly can. It may seem a little difficult to breathe as your jawline is forcing into your neck. I find it easier to breathe if I relax my lower portion of my teeth, my jawline, almost like an underbite, opening up my mouth a little bit and just breathing through the mouth. For this stretch, turn your head to the side and look up as you place your hand on the base of the neck on the opposite side while you're pulling downward on the muscles at the base of the neck. You're going to force your jaw forward as you're looking left and up. Then you will change to the other side and do the same thing facing in the opposite direction. You're going to look to the right, look upward, force the jaw forward as you push the neck muscles downward on the opposite side. Your hands are going to be around where your collarbone connects to the neck. One of the most important parts of this stretch is pushing forward with the jaw like you're forcing an underbite. You're really going to feel the stretch more when you do that. For this stretch, you're just going to hang your head off the end of a surface like the edge of your bed. And you may want to start at just a minute or 2. You're going to have to decide for yourself, but eventually get to a full 3 minutes of hanging your head off the edge. You don't need to use any extra force for this. Just relax and hang your head off for a full 3 minutes. You will feel the stretch all the way down into your chest around your sternum area. For this stretch, you're going to start out with your elbows in the doorway, directly out to the sides of your shoulders. You're going to have your thumbs facing back behind you. You're going to hold this first position for 10 seconds, pushing forward. And then you're going to shift upward a little bit, pushing forward, stretching the chest for another 10 seconds. After you're done holding that position, then you're going to shift your elbows down below the original position that they were in, below the shoulders, keeping the thumbs facing back, and hold this position for 10 seconds. For this stretch, you're going to back against the wall, have your heels, your hips, your shoulders, your elbows, your hands, and your head all against the wall the entire time. You may not be able to move as fast as I'm moving here, but try to keep everything in contact at all times. For this stretch, you're going to use a towel, a stretch exercise band, or something like a broomstick. You're going to hold it as close towards the center as you can. I can't get very close to the center. I'm very wide here. But you're going to get it as close together as you can while being able to move all the way from the front to the back, feeling a good stretch in the chest. For this stretch, you're going to be using a surface like either a couch, the edge of a bed, or a surface like I'm using here. You're going to use one leg at a time, as you see here, and rather than arching the lower back while doing this, try to keep the back as straight as possible. The straighter the back is and the tighter your ab core area is, the more stretch you'll feel in the front of that leg in the hip flexor area. Once you're done with one leg, switch to the other leg. This stretch is similar to the previous one. Make sure that you keep the back straight again, as straight as possible. Keep the core tight as you thrust forward towards that knee that is up. The straighter you keep your back, the tighter you keep your core, the more stretch you'll feel in that hip flexor. Once you're done with one leg, switch to the other leg. For this stretch, you're going to be getting on top of a rolled up towel, a folded pillow, or a foam roller as I am here. You're not going to have it on your lower back. You're going to have it more on your butt area. And don't arch your back. If you have lower back issues, you may want to choose not to do this one. Just be careful with it. Use your own judgment. You're going to want to do the same as the previous ones where you keep your core somewhat tight, your back straight. Do not arch your back. And if this is a little bit too much of a stretch, you can choose to lift up your legs a little bit, not keep them completely straight, or just do one leg at a time. You're going to be holding this position however you feel comfortable with your legs straight or bent for a full 3 minutes. Now that we've finished the stretches, we're going to switch over into the strength exercises. For this exercise, you're going to be taking your tongue and pushing it up against the roof of your mouth as hard as you can for a full 20 seconds. You're going to feel this in the front of your neck. For this exercise, you're going to be using a stretch band. They're pretty cheap on Amazon if you don't already have one. You're going to be holding it at about a 45-degree angle above and in front of your head. You're going to have your thumbs facing outward to the left and right, and you're going to be pulling back and down. As you come to the down position, your hands should be out to the side of your shoulders as you feel your back flex together. So you're starting in an upward position at an angle and then coming down to a flat position, pulling your thumbs outward and back. The final exercise is pretty self-explanatory. You're going to use a surface about chair height, and you're going to be doing hip thrusts. Start with your butt on the ground, and then lift your butt until your body is in line from your shoulders to your knees. And that's it.